The road to the Cinderella Tournament Finals is always winding and takes unexpected turns. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom April 29th, 2022 Cinderella Tournament Finals, available on Stardom World. The month-long Cinderella Tournament comes to its conclusion with the semifinals and finals taking place. This was a packed card with many good matches, and also a high-speed title and World of Stardom Red Belt title match. This was a multi-camera show with Japanese commentary. The opening dark match was a three-way match between newer members of the Stardom roster, Soray versus Wakatsukiyami versus Sakurai. This was a quick and fun match, and even though she didn't win, Wakatsukiyami was the main protagonist of this match. Waka is a great underdog babyface, and you just want to root for her, even if you know she won't win, because she has more heart and guts than sense. Wakatsukiyami went right after her rival Sakurai right from when the bell rang. Throughout the whole match, Waka would only attack Mei. I rewatched this match a few times and did verify Wakatsukiyami never attacked Sakurai the whole match, not even once. She did try to roll her up once, but other than that, no boots, no forearms, or submission moves. Waka was focusing all her aggression on Sakurai. The focus on Sakurai would be her downfall though. Wakatsukiyami was able to take care of Mei with a hammerlock suplex, but this was a three-way match. Soray focused on Wakatsukiyami now that Sakurai was dealt with, and just destroyed her with a Death Valley bomb, followed by a lariat, and that was followed by a brainbuster for the 3 count. Soray wins the match, but Wakatsukiyami won my sympathy. The official first match of the card was next, and as usually custom for big shows, it was a Future of Stardom title match. Champion Hana defends against her newly returned sister Hina. Hana had done a great job with the Future of Stardom belt since winning it at the end of last year off her cousin Waka, and this match also showed what type of wrestler Hina is looking to be now that she's back. The match started with some good mat work from both wrestlers, but Hina was the better mat technician. Hanan then decided to go for a second rope crossbody, which Hina dodged before stomping on Hanan's back. This match was surprisingly pretty even. Hanan gave a lot to her sister and made her look great. Hina displayed a variety of power moves, and considering she is in Queen's Quest, I wonder if she has been doing the Utami Hayashishita training regimen. Hina has grown taller since she took time off last year, and with a few more years to build muscle, I could see her as a power wrestler in the vein of Utami or Julia. Hanan throughout the match had hit Hina with a couple of suplexes, and each one was different. It was the fourth one, a type of bridging backdrop suplex that Hina couldn't kick out of, and Hanan got the 3 count to retain. As for who's left for Hanan to defend the future belt against, there's Soray, Wakatsukiyami, and Miyu Amasaki from the top of my head. My theory is Miyu Amasaki will be the one to take the belt off Hanan, but that may not be for a while, and Hanan will beat the record for most defenses in the meantime, which she only needs one more defense to do. In the next match, tag teammates face each other in the Cinderella Tournament semifinals. Hazuki versus Kaguma. Kaguma making it to the semifinals was a bit of a surprise. She did get the biggest upset of the tournament when she eliminated Julia in the second round. Hazuki's path to semifinals was made easier though when Shirai and Hemeka eliminated each other. Kaguma right from the start tried to get Hazuki to do the Kuma pose, but Kaguma's bear magic doesn't work on her and Hazuki tried to roll up Kaguma. A nice high-speed section followed, which made me wonder if Hazuki would challenge for the high-speed belt in the future, a belt she had held once years ago. Hazuki was in control for much of the match, but the tide turned when Kaguma shook her off the top rope. After that, Kaguma got some offense in and she picked up Hazuki and placed her over the top rope onto the apron. Hazuki blocked Kaguma's attempt to get her to the floor and forced her onto the apron with her, and after a few exchanges they both found their way back to the ring. Back in the ring there was a flurry of pin attempts from both, and Kaguma got the pinfall victory when she reversed a codebreaker into a jackknife pin. Kaguma goes on to the finals, which take place later in the show. The second Cinderella Tournament semifinals match was next, Mirai versus Nesupoi. These two had recently been faction mates in Donald Del Mondo, but Mirai defected and joined Shirai in God's Eye earlier in the month. There didn't seem to be any hard feelings between these two because of the split, which is different. Defections are usually a really big deal in Stardom and have large consequences, except in this case, because Donald Del Mondo's respects Shirai so much. This match was a battle between Mirai's power and Netsupoi's speed. To start, Nesupoi tried to get a quick pin with a rolling magistral cradle, but it wasn't successful. From there, the match was pretty back and forth. Nesupoi tried to take Mirai's power away by attacking her dominant arm with strikes and submissions, but Nesupoi abandoned this plan after getting drop-kicked in the face. Mirai has more than just lariats to beat you with. After dumping Nesupoi on the apron, Mirai found herself on the apron also after Nesupoi body scissored her over the top ropes. This was a really impressive spot, and after battling on the apron for a while, both wrestlers found themselves back in the ring. From there, they just hit each other with suplexes and finishers until Mirai was able to finally lock in the Mirai hold that Nesupoi couldn't escape and got a submission victory. And with that, we know the finals of the Cinderella tournament will be Mirai versus Kaguma. The giant trios gauntlet match was next, and I don't even know if you would call it a match. It was more like 5 matches. There were 6 trios teams made up of the wrestlers who had been eliminated from the Cinderella tournament and didn't have other matches on the card. 2 teams would come in the ring, and the team that won would stay in and fight the next team out, and so on. And the match also had over-the-top eliminations along with pins and submissions. I won't go into that much depth to each match, but just point out a few highlights from each chaotic match. The first match was between Stars and Queen's Quest. For Stars we had Miyu Iwatani, Sai Ida, and Momo Kogo, and Queen's Quest was Utami Hayashishida, Lady C, and Seiya Kemitani. The points of note in this match were how much fun Seiya Ida was. She was throwing chops everywhere, and Lady C did her best giant swing yet of her. It was Miyu Iwatani, though, who won the match after pinning Lady C with a package roll-up. Odotai came to the ring as the next team. There are 2 Odotai teams, and this one was Ruaka, Momo Watanabe, and Starlight Kid. There was a bit of a cool interplay between Momo Kogo and Miyu Iwatani and Starlight Kid in this match. First, Momo Kogo hit Starlight Kid with a 619 on her second attempt, and then tagged out to Miyu Iwatani, who hit a standing moonsault press. Starlight Kid responded to this with her own 619 and standing moonsault press on Miyu Iwatani, as if to say she is better than Momo Kogo and Miyu Iwatani because she can do both their moves. Odotai gang tactics won them the day after they isolated Saida, and Momo Watanabe put her away with the B driver for the pinfall victory. Next out was the other Odotai team with the remaining members, Rina, Fukigen Death, and Saki Kashima. This was a really fun section. Saki Kashima of course tried to go for the fast Kissikaise pin, but it was broken up. When Fukigen Death was tagged in, she immediately started to do her pretending to smoke bit, and the rest of Odotai came to the ring to join her for a smoke break before putting out their cigarettes and going back to their corners. It was fun to watch Odotai teams use Odotai tactics against each other, but the more experienced wing of Odotai won after Rina was pinned after being hit by Starlight Kid's Black Tiger driver. Julia, Tekla, and Micah from Mondo were the next team, and they just ran into the ring to get the jump on the tired Odotai team. Mondo isolated Starlight Kid because she was the lightest and tried to just pick her up and throw her out of the ring. And they succeeded, but Odotai was outside and caught Starlight Kid and put her back in the ring. It looked like Odotai may win another match after hitting Micah with a double and triple T moves, but a missed Ruaka freezer bomb lost them the momentum for the rest of the match. Micah hit Ruaka with a lariat and followed that with a Michinoku Driver 2 for the pinfall victory. The final team was the Cosmic Angels team of Tam Nakano, Unagi Sayaka, and Mina Shirakawa. After Cosmic Angels did their dance, Mondo jumped them on their way to the ring. This was the most hard-hitting match of the Trios Gauntlet. These teams don't like each other. There was a triple Tekla head scissors in the ropes, and some boots by Micah and Julia got a bit more hurtin'. An avalanche brainbuster by Micah on Tam Nakano, and assorted other moves. The end of the match saw Tam Nakano and Julia fighting on the ring apron. A stiff headbutt was followed by a raising knee to Tam's head, but she didn't fall down. Julia then tried to get Tam Nakano up for the glorious driver, but Tam escaped and hit Julia with a suplex on the apron. Julia couldn't hold onto the ropes and fell to the floor. Cosmic Angels win. After the match, while Cosmic Angels were celebrating, the group Colors came to the ring. Colors is a freelance group made up of former Actress Girls wrestlers. Actress Girls closed down their wrestling activities, and those wrestlers banded together and made the Colors group to continue wrestling. It is almost like the situation with Prominence, a group of wrestlers banded together without a home promotion. Colors are colorful and fun and want to fight another group that is colorful, Cosmic Angels. Tam Nakano agreed, but if Colors loses, they would have to be Cosmic Angels trainees. Saki, the leader of Colors, agreed, but said if Colors wins, Cosmic Angels will have to join Colors. I don't really know what will happen in this situation, who will absorb who. It can't just be as simple as Colors joins Cosmic Angels and Cosmic Angels is suddenly 8 members strong. My favorite match of the show was next, the high-speed championship match between current champ Azumi versus challenger Misuruga. Misuruga earned a title shot after she won the Cinderella Tournament Rumble March 27th, and she called out Azumi. Misuruga is a freelance wrestler from the promotion Gato Move/Choco Pro, and has appeared on AEW programming last year. I often mention chaotic matches in wrestlers, like for example Pam Harajuku from TJPW is a chaotic wrestler, or a comedy match may be considered chaotic. Misuruga is a wrestler who has refined chaos into a weapon and melded it with cuteness. This match was a clash of personalities and styles that created something great. Azumi is technique and athleticism, Misuruga is technique and creativity. Azumi is Rachmaninoff, Misuruga is Charlie Parker. This was a high-speed match, which does mean it was fast. If you look away, you may miss a roll-up, dropkick, or submission attempt. A submission may be applied, reversed, and reapplied in 3 seconds. There are things in this match I have not seen done before, like a section where Misuruga and Azumi were chasing each other around the ref, or when Misuruga used the corner post on the outside to rebound off of and hit a crossbody onto Azumi. Azumi also did her dangerous jump over the post to the outside that she used last against Starlight Kid when she won the high-speed belt. The home stretch of this match was just as fast as it was at the start. Both wrestlers were trading complicated pin attempts, and at one point Misuruga tried to use Azumi's signature pin on her. This seemed to spur Azumi into overdrive, and a few pin attempts later, she was able to hold Misuruga's shoulders down on the mat with the Azumi Sushi for a 3 count. After the match, Azumi got on the mic to invite Misuruga to have a tag match with her. No details were given when this may happen, but it would be a very formidable team when it does happen. The month-long Cinderella tournament reaches its conclusion. The finals were next. Kaguma versus Mirai. Much like previous Cinderella tournaments, this one had its surprises, and I doubt anyone saw these two meeting in the finals. Mirai was an early favorite to get deep in the tournament, but when Kaguma beat Julia, that was a surprise. Mirai fought with forthright strength and soul, while Kaguma used her cunning to beat her opponents. Kaguma was in control for much of the early match. Mirai was not used to Kaguma's games. After Kaguma got Mirai up for a suplex and hit it, Mirai rolled out of the ring, and Kaguma followed her and hit a cool Kuma crossbody from the second rope onto the outside onto Mirai. When the match got back in the ring, Kaguma went for her top corner splash, but Mirai got her knees up. This is when Mirai took control of the match. Mirai for the next few minutes hit Kaguma with lariats and power moves until Kaguma could barely stand. Mirai then went for the victory and hit Kaguma with a spinning fireman's carry Michinoku driver and got the 3 count. Mirai wins the Cinderella tournament. Mirai then went to the back to get ready for the Cinderella ceremony that closes the show. And that brings us to the final match of the show, a World of Stardom Red Belt Championship match between champion Shuri and challenger Hemeka. These two wrestlers met in the second round of the Cinderella tournament and fought to a draw. Shuri could not accept this result, so offered to give Hemeka a title shot so they could fight to a definitive finish, which Hemeka accepted. This match was as hard-hitting as would be expected, a battle between Hemeka's power moves and lariats versus Shuri's kicks and submissions. The match started with a feeling-out period between the wrestlers with holds and mat wrestling. Shuri started throwing her first kicks after this and applied a submission. Hemeka would escape the submission and knock Shuri down with a shoulder tackle. This was a recurring pattern in the match. Shuri would chip away at Hemeka with kicks before applying a submission, and Hemeka would escape and hit a powerful move on Shuri. But each time the submission took longer for Hemeka to escape from, Shuri was playing the long game in this match. Hemeka was throughout the match able to highlight her powerful moveset, but also showed off some surprising high-flying moves, like a crossbody from the top corner to the outside onto Shuri. It is always surprising when a larger wrestler makes their way to the top rope. Although Hemeka is physically stronger, Shuri has shown herself to be among the most resilient members on the roster and withstood Hemeka's barrage. Hemeka hit Shuri with one last desperation Rainmaker lariat, but Shuri didn't stay down, and proceeded to finish the job with a variety of kicks, many targeting Hemeka's head. A dazed Hemeka was finally put away with the Suisaike from Shuri for the pinfall victory. Shuri retains. After the match, Shuri complimented Hemeka's strength, then called out her next challenger, Risa Setter from Prominence. Shuri has a bit of unfinished business with her that she wants to clear up, and this match will happen on May 28th. This wasn't the end of the show, though. There was still the Cinderella ceremony for winner Mirai. Mirai came to the ring wearing a blue Cinderella dress and was presented her winner's glass slipper plaque. The winner of the Cinderella tournament also gets a wish, in other words, a title shot. Mirai said she wants to win the World of Stardom Red Belt, but she isn't ready yet, so wanted a Wonder Stardom White Belt title shot, which was granted. Then Mirai was showered in silver ribbon tape and the show ended. This was a really good show, and I liked every match in its own way. My favorite matches were the High Speed and World of Stardom Red Belt title matches, and the Cinderella tournament matches were also good, so I would recommend those matches. After the show, Stardom is having their Golden Week tour, where they will be having shows almost every day, so get ready for that. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for Stardom, April 29th, 2022, Cinderella Tournament Finals. Thanks for listening.